Hey there, Shrine Runners! Hello, and welcome to the Fox Shrine. I'm Araxis, your host, and tonight we're going to be playing some more Limbus Company. Hey there, Kuro. Hey, Ada. Welcome. Hope you're all doing all right. Happy New Year, as you say. Today's been all right. I played some door kickers with some friends, which is sort of like a it's a very sort of like tactical game. You sort of like plan out your moves, and then your characters sort of like perform them all at the same time, and sort of like start and like pause and resume and like that sort of thing. A little bit tricky, but definitely interesting. So like playing it with people, so they all sort of control their own people. You coordinate with them. Sort of like I suppose like playing like a top-down Rainbow Six is one way to describe it. Yeah, I definitely approve of having a chill day, to be honest. I kind of wish I had some more time off, to be honest. Like I've got fairly sort of like even though like it's New Year's, my work schedule's pretty packed in, unfortunately. I was hoping to have a little bit more time to myself, but I think I've actually got the Saturday off, which is pretty rare for me, to be honest. So, hey, 2 days off in a row, that's great. I'm going to make use of that by... well, possibly not doing nothing, actually. I might have plans that day, but either way, let's get into Limbus Company, shall we? Alright. So, where last we left off, we had found out that there was a whole bunch of destruction going on back at the LCE base, and we have to go and see what's going on and hopefully sort things out, and also worry about Ryoshu's mums and dads coming back to tell her it's time to go back home. We'll see how things go. All right. So, Paradox of the Spiral. Contempt. Let's go. As we were battling our way through the escaped Picatula, Gregor came to a sudden stop.
잠깐. 어디서 숨소리 같은 거 안 되냐? 좀 희미하긴 한데.
Got a survivor?
들린다. 이쪽 부근이군.
The Besso stared at the giant containment chamber door, where it lay on the ground, smashed in and knocked loose. Oh, if it is a survivor, maybe they're gonna regret having survived.
최종이나 다른 적해체일 가능성은?
낮은 편이다. 소리의 호흡이 불안정하고 작으니 부상당한 인간의 것에 가깝다.
이거 오티스 씨, 생존자의 가능성이 조금이라도 있다면 구하는 게 맞지 않겠어?
Quite right, Gregor.
본사에 나쁜 인상으로 작용하진 않겠군.
We knelt around the fallen door, slipped our fingers under the debris, and lifted. The door rose with a loud, metallic creak. Oh. Hey, Alyssa. You're not looking so hot. I hope that we're able to save you. Underneath the door was a woman, her breathing shallow.
이분은
She was one of Hohenheim's researchers who guided us through the regular checkup.
알리사예요. 이름까지는 기억 못하실 것 같아서.
Alyssa slowly shared her name, her voice strained as if she was squeezing the air out of her lungs. She was covering her chest with her hand, overcome with pain.
알리사 씨, 상태는?
숨을 크게 쉴 때마다 통증이 심해서
Yeah, it would.
살려달라고 소리를 지를 수가 없었어요.
It's gonna be hell to remove as well, considering it's a spiral. I don't think it'd be easy to just yank that out, especially considering like all the internal organs.
팀장님이 말씀하시던 게 생각나네요. 우리는 주인공이 아니기에 동전이 던져진다면 앞이 나올지 뒤가 나올지 그저 기다릴 뿐이라고.
I mean, it's possible you could live. I mean, Stout survived multiple times. Alyssa let out a brief, dejected chuckle before wincing with pain.
아니, 아프다는 양반이 무슨 농담 따먹기야. 잠깐, 이 말뚝은
Alyssa's hand was grasped around the same spiral-shaped rod the bodies in the hallway were holding.
무슨 일이 일어났던 거지?
경고음이 울리지 않았어요. 저희 부서는 조금이라도 뭔가 잘못되면 곧바로 경보가 발동되도록 설계되어 있었어요.
It definitely sounds like they had access to the internal systems, given that it was theorized that they teleported in using the back doors. So they subverted those, then probably the alarm system's also easy to subvert. Not easy, but like easy, like in addition to.
호헨하임 씨가 로보토미 코퍼레이션의 최후를 답습하게 되고 싶진 않으시다고 강력하게 주장하신 덕택이었죠.
A pained grimace crept into Alyssa's expression as she tried to calmly continue her explanation. It wasn't just from what was staked through her chest.
당신들이 습격을 알아차리기 직전까지도 아무런 경고음도 발동되지 않았군요.
네, 그래서는 안 되는 거였는데.
He waited quietly as Alyssa caught her breath and calmed down.
갑자기 불이 꺼졌어요. 이번에 진행하고 있는 실험 때문일 거라고 생각했어요. 전력을 많이 잡아먹는 실험이라고 팀장님이 종종 투덜거리시곤 했거든요.
That's not good if the experiment you're using has power consumption to eat that much energy. I mean, we were joking about it before. Like, there really needs to be a power company that's able to supply all the needs of the city. That seems important.
그때부터 이상하다고 생각했어야 하는 건데.
Alyssa blamed herself to no avail, her voice growing faint.
그래서 시간이 지나면 자연스럽게 복구가 될 거라고 생각했어요. 다른 직원들도 마찬가지였죠. 대수롭게 여기지 않았어요. 왜냐면
경고음이 울리지 않았으니까요. 네, 이해해요.
저는 실험실에 가지고 와야 하는 자료가 있어서 그곳으로 향하고 있었는데 그러다가 들렸어요. 어둠 속에서 또렷하게 누군가의 구둣소리가 틀렸어요. 느리지도 빠르지도 않은 여유 있으면서도 절도 있는 걸음걸이였죠. 그렇게 걷는 사람은 저희 부서엔 없어요. 다들 바쁜 마음에 종종 걸음으로 빨리 걸어 다니거든요.
That's an impressive perception check there, noticing that no one else walks like that in your department.
그 직후에는 누군가가 단말마 같은 비명을 지르는 것을 시작으로 끝없는 아비 교환이 이어졌어요. 무슨 일이 일어나는 건지 아무도 몰랐어요.
살려줘.
누구야? 앞을 향해서 달리는 것밖에는 도리가 없었어요. 그러다가 가볍게 스쳐가는 바람 소리가 느껴졌고 곧 가슴이 뜨거워졌어요. 고개를 내려보니 이미 여기가 꿰뚫려져 있었고 잠시 정신을 잃었다가 깨어보니 이미 격리실에 누군가에 의해 강제 개방되어 있었어요. 온갖 환상체와 죄종에 이어 뒤틀림까지 탈출하고 격리실 문이 튕겨 나가지는 바람에 옴짝달싹도 못하게 되었고요.
호엔하임 씨나 다른 분들과는 같이 있지 않았던 것이군요.
팀장님, 팀장님은 발표실 근처에 계셨을 거예요. 혹시 제 주머니에 있는 종이와 펜을 좀 꺼내주실래요?
Alyssa drew a simple map on a piece of torn paper.
다른 분들이 무사할지는 모르겠어요. 하지만 이 방향대로 가면 아마 행방의 단서라도 찾을 수 있을 거예요.
그래, 그래. 대강 알겠으니까 이제 상처 좀 살펴보자고.
Gregor replied calmly.
젠장, 피가 안 멈추잖아. 이거 평범한 무기가 아닌 것 같은데. 넌 뭐 좀 보이냐?
Heathcliff asked Otis with palpable concern.
움직임이 클수록 체내로 파고드는 구조로 보인다. 살상보다는 제압에 특화된 공방 제품 중 하나인 것 같군.
Okay, so not ego, not an abnormality. Like we established, it's not an abnormality because like she reported being hit before the abnormalities were released. So yeah, workshop weapon makes the most sense here. Also, because I don't think the House of Spiders has access to ego weaponry. They might, but workshop product is what makes the most sense.
이 정도 물건을 쑤셔 넣었다는 건 죽이고 싶었다면 충분히 죽일 수 있었다는 거겠지. 팔을 묶어두고 싶었던 건지 아니면 악취밀 뿐인 건지.
가만히 있었기에 오히려 무사했나. 현명한 판단을 내렸군.
Well, more lucky, I guess. Being knocked unconscious and then pinned. Still,
현명했기보다는 너무 아파서 움직일 생각도 안 들던데요.
상처를 봉합하거나 치료할 수 있는 걸 찾아온다면 무게를 뽑을 수 있지 않겠는가?
그래, 영영 저런 걸 달고 있을 순 없잖아.
빨리 뽑고 상처를 치료해서.
소용없다.
Ryoshu spat out a reply.
소용없다니요? 혹시 뽑히지 않는 장치인가요?
아니, 뽑아내는 것은 어렵지 않아. 그러지 않는 편이 나을 뿐.
억지로 뽑으면 복도에 있던 그 시체들처럼 되는 거냐?
그래, 저 나선은 반대편에 도달하기 위해 끝없이 파고들지만 역설적이게도 그 자체만으로는 관통하지 못한다. 도달할 수 없거든.
I don't know, is it one of those things, like what logical paradox questions where it's like, in order to reach like your destination, first you have to travel half of the way there, and then you travel the other half, and then the other half, and then the other half. But if you like calculate it that way, you're never going to actually reach your destination. Or like if you're like in pursuit of something that's slower than yourself, like you reach the point where it was, and then it's moved a bit, and so on. And that's what it's sounding like. Are you suggesting to push it through, perhaps, or what?
딸, 이건 나선이야. 한 번 박히고 나면 조금만 움직여도 계속 파고들기 때문에 제자리에 가만히 있을 수밖에 없단다. 처음에는 따끔한 가시처럼 느껴질 뿐이지만 빼내려 할수록 파고드는 무기지. 하지만 계속 파고들긴 해도 정작 꿰뚫고 나오진 못해. 끝에 도달하려 할수록 나선은 점점 느려져서 결국엔 끝에 닿을 수 없거든.
대체하는 방법은 알지? 네가 일을 끝내고 오면 알려줄 거란다. 만약 도 없이 오브려 했다간
파고들며 엉켜든 모든 것이 뽑혀 나올 거다. 그러니 살고 싶다면 지금처럼 가만히 있도록.
All I could see were these fragments of memories. Remnants.
도 없이 오브려 했다간
Okay, there's some sort of key.
작은 숫자도 없이 오브려 했다간
Once again, I recalled Ryoshu's shattered memories, with a distinct feeling of drawing something up to the surface. Scenes from her mutilated memories. As it was generally the case, I don't know how exactly I did it. It just came naturally to me, the moment I wished for it to happen.
뭐가 좀 보였나 시계?
Ryoshu, what if that spiral needs a certain combination of numbers, like a password?
그 나선에 엮인 역사를 풀이하려면 그에 맞는 짝이 필요하단다. 짝이 맞는 숫자도 없이 뽑으려다가는 검과 검집, 음과 양, 과거와 미래, 나와 너. 모든 건 지독하고 지긋지긋하게 짝지어져 있는 것 투성이니 죽는다는 게 뭔지 아니? 무언가를 벤다는 건.
For a brief moment, an odd expression appeared on Ryoshu's face.
흰머리.
말씀하시죠.
나선은 해제할 수 있다. 시계의 말대로 그 해제는 숫자와 연관이 있을 테지. 하지만 정확히 무엇이 필요한지가 기억나지 않는군. 거북나선이라는 이름을 가진 나선 무기에 대해서 아는 게 있나?
파우스트를 사용하는 방법을 조금이나마 깨우치셨군요.
Quick, everyone! Check the Faust Discord!
제가 해당 장치를 시각적으로 확인하였고 류슈 씨가 범위를 좁힐 수 있는 단어들을 제공했으니 파우스트는 알 수 있습니다.
We're able to do a Google search.
사용하는 방법이요?
Ignoring the curious looks from the sinners, Faust carefully walks up to a body and unclasps a spiral from their hands.
제논의 거북나선. 파우스트에 의하면 해당 장치는 그렇게 불립니다.
After some time, Faust pulled the bottom part of the spiral, opening its hatch.
자물쇠입니다. 대응되는 숫자는 7자리군요. 또한 알리사 씨의 피가 멎지 않는 이유는 나선이 심장을 관통하지 못할 뿐 파고드는 성질 자체는 영원하기 때문일 겁니다.
잠겨 있다면 요정으로 열 수 있지 않나?
Do we have a fairy? Fairy?
F사의 특이점을 말하는 것이요.
Yeah. I believe that is Garion's form of combat. Uses like fairies of unlocking, and this is like metaphorical and conceptual unlocking. So feel free to stretch that out, stretch that definition as much as you want.
잠겨 있는 것이라면 그 무엇이라도 열어주는 기술. 좋은 방안 아닌가?
요정으로 여는 것은 가능할 테지만 해당 나선 무기에 적용된 기술이 어느 정도의 가치를 지닌 장치일지가 중요하겠죠.
Hey Infernal, how you going? Singularity suggests it's only one, so why is it a fairy? Well, a singularity in this context is referring to like a form of technology. Fairies are the unlocking technology of F-Corp. So there are multiple fairies out there because like they've manufactured multiple fairies. Yeah. So for example, W Corp's singularity is their ability to tunnel like through the warp. Essentially, T Corp's singularity is time manipulation. L Corp's singularity was the creation of abnormalities, and like the whole sort of like the bucket and like reaching into this the essence of people and like drawing out their inner selves. But yeah, while it doesn't just refer to singular, it refers to sort of like a singular source of technology that is strange enough to be controlled by like one of the wings of the city and define them essentially, and sort of like subject to all sorts of like copyright law and stuff like that, although singularities have been stolen in the past and has led to the fall of wings. I believe tattoos used to be a singularity class technology, but eventually like that became widespread. Patents expired or something like that. The corporation in charge of it fell, and you find people with tattoos using them as just basic weaponry these days.
확실하게 하려면 고가의 요정이 필요하겠군. 그런 물품을 당장 근처에서 구할 수도 없는 노릇이고.
Yoshi and the rest of us stared at the spiral lock with a degree of trepidation. We weren't going to be able to brute force a 7-digit lock. Hey, Callista! Ooh, that's a... I don't... There isn't exactly a save for this game. I can't exactly do that at the moment. It's sort of like auto saves, just whenever you don't have a manual save option. So I'll try and refund that after, unless you're just doing a goof. Hope you're doing all right, by the way.
안 될 거라고
Happy New
생각하긴
Year.
하는데 0부터 계속 맞춰볼 순 없는 거냐?
Oh man, Heathcliff, a man after my own heart. Yes, you can do that, but that would take a fucking long time with a 7-digit combination.
보편적인 잠금 장치와 동일하게 일정 횟수 이상 틀린 번호를 입력할 경우
Yeah, and if it's got a lock on that as well.
됐어. 그냥 개죽음 당한다는 거잖아.
마음 같아서는 솔직히 무서우니까 두고 가지 말아달라고 하고 싶거든요.
Are we able to use the mirror or anything like that to reach into like Faust's alternate dimensions and find like what would be the combination? Although like that would kill like lots and lots of different Alyssas in like multiple different universes, wouldn't it? And that's assuming that it's going to be the same combination.
하지만 실험실 근처에는 살아있는 사람들이 모여 있을지도 몰라요. 저희 팀장님 아시잖아요. 쉽게 당하실 분 아니에요. 차라리 그 사람들을 도와주세요.
하지만 이대로면
연구원이 멍청하게 죽는 100가지 방법에 나오는 것처럼 죽어서도 놀림받는 상황보다는 나은 것 같네요.
You might survive if we're fast enough and you stay completely still and nothing comes along to finish the job. Perhaps working under Hohenheim has influenced her to put on a mask of aloofness even in situations like these. It's clearly taking considerable effort on her part to maintain it. Were we in any other situation, I would have asked what those 100 dumb ways to die were to alleviate the tension, but I held my breath and embraced the painful silence.
알리사군, 다시 돌아오겠네.
네?
반드시 다시 돌아오겠네. 그러니까 적들이 다가오는 것 같으면 최대한 몸을 피해 있게. 부탁이니 포기하지 마세나.
참고로 얘는 한다면 하는 놈이니까 흘려듣지 마라.
네, 그럴게요. 감사해요.
Look, our odds aren't good, but they're not zero, Alyssa. You can make it.
C485.
Yoshi quietly muttered to herself.
시계 방탈출 해봤나?
I do want to go to another escape room someday. What?
이건 일종의 방탈출 게임 같은 거다. 불의를 위해서는 단서를 모아야 하지.
Who knows, we might be able to find the person responsible for this and beat the password out of him. A game, huh?
저 연구원 놈 살리고 싶은 것 아닌가? 그렇다면 저 나선에 쓰인 고유 번호가 필요할 테니 봐둔 것뿐.
Every step we took away from Alyssa as she suffered a slow death was painful. Wasn't even sure if we could save her life. Shadows beset the path ahead. Gotta save Alyssa, alright? So, charm, huh? Oh, this is possibly worrying. Single enemy, or single enemy type, not sure which. Clear within 15 turns. Usually that means we fight the boss of some sort. Oh, let's go.
뱃대에서 내려 전장으로.
Ishmael, who had been following the route Alyssa had mapped out, stopped in her tracks.
이스마일 씨, 왜 그러세요?
So, will this be another nursery father, or possibly an abnormality?
뭔가 의아해서요.
이스가 지도를 보고 있는데 길을 잃을 리는 없고. 뭔데?
길은 잘 찾아가고 있는 중이에요. 다만 너무 수월해서 문제죠.
What's wrong with that?
우리가 지나온 길을 떠올려 보세요. 다른 길들은 별의별 상태로 전부 막혀 있었어요.
좌측의 복지부서로 이어지는 통로는 폐쇄된 상태였고 우측의 통제실에 있는 방향은 잔해로 막혀 있었다.
마치 우리가 한 길로만 가도록.
네, 마치 그쪽에서 풀어둔 미끼를 따라가고 있는 것 같아요.
뭐 그렇다고 해서 이곳으로 가는 거 이외의 방법은 없잖아.
Yeah, not wrong there.
찝찝하지만 어쩌겠냐.
각오는 해두어야겠구려.
잠깐, 파오. 이것 좀 봐봐.
환상체가 탈출한 흔적이 보이는군요. 개체명은 요정 초롱입니다. 거울 던전에서 몇 차례 조우해본 환상체죠.
Alright, yeah, Fey Lantern, that's the one that sort of like, sometimes buries itself.
아, 그 나무 원본이 이거야?
I don't think Fey Lantern's the only abnormality that's broken free. Let's take them down and reduce them back to eggs. If we got any survivors who stumble in here, will be real trouble. Alright, so we're fighting Fey Lantern. I wonder if the fight's been modified at all, or...
그래, 그렇게 가라앉지 않을 분노를 담는 거야. 오늘은 쓸데없이 말을 내릴 필요 없겠어.
Alright. Well, we've got new data about it, so we'll go over that, shall we? So, Fey Lantern, which is a pet class abnormality, and 3 out of 10 on the scale. An employee fell into panic after conducting insight work on the Fey Lantern for over 40 seconds. Observation. As soon as the attunement level of the ego gear extracted from the Fey Lantern exceeded 75% within the facility, the entity escaped from its containment unit. I do believe we'll need to overhaul the attunement manual, boss. The accident wouldn't have happened had I provided the employees with a more accurate guideline. Martin. Now, this is the first time that you've observed an entity breaking containment using ego gears extracted from it as a medium of escape, Martin. You have failed to properly scrutinize and evaluate the relevant variables. Ergo, if anyone should bear responsibility for Researcher Corby's death, it would be me. Hohenheim. Alright. So, yeah, uncovered abyss, fairy part broken, that gets revealed. When the body is broken, Barry will have 60% of its max HP upon restoration, and Core heals plus 20 more HP with skill effects. Inflict Charmed on Sinners. All damage dealt to the fairy reduced to 0. Number of charmed units increases every time the fairy part is restored. It cannot damage core HP by damaging the fairy. Damaging the fairy, certain skill gains attack weight based on the number of charmed unit. 30% increased max HP with each restoration. Barry is killed, all IDs gain 5 poise and 2 poise count next turn. Increased aggression, partial deterrence release. Use more powerful skills after the fairy is restored for the second time. Alright. Let's go and deal with this, shall we? The unclashable ability. Now, how much HP does the fairy have? Quite sure. Just cut it down. Oh, we got 3 people charmed. Alright. Okay, yeah, it's definitely charming more people than normal. Normally it only charms 1 person. Alright, well, let's go.
잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더
There's
수월해지겠어.
one less now.
기회를
Oh
놓치면
no,
바보 같은 짓은 하지
you're,
않겠지?
you're charmed now. How much we got left? 56, eh? Let's do that to build up Strider on you. I think that'll be enough to take down the fairy.
시비수에게 나왔다.
막아내지 못하여
이 아트 숨지는 자. 모두 하나 살려보내지 마라.
객체를 구성하고 있는 부위 중 하나가 파괴되었습니다. 이 틈을 파고들어도 좋을 것 같군요.
Alright, here we go. So its body has been revealed. So we've got Burrowing Root, Rupture and Bleed, Expanding Roots, Rupture and Bleed, standard instead of count. And I've got attack weight. So does this one, Infusing Stems. Unbreakable, but if you break it, deals less damage and cannot stagger. Okay, but deals extra damage for every rupture on target. Alright. Well, let's go. Do that. Go. Some resonance going on, which should help some of our odds as well. Hey, there we go. A whole bunch of power boosting going on there. go all the way. Yeah, sure, let's go all the way. Full green.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어. 물넘고 거꾸로 제쳐라.
제압 개체에게 맞는 결정적인 방법이야. 잘했어. 키페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
Alright.
직원들 표정이 좋지 않네.
Snag
무슨 일
lure,
있었어,
eh?
키페리트? 난들 알겠어. 직원들 분위기가 안 좋은 건 뭐.
Unclashable. Cannot be staggered before using this skill.
그것도
Lovely.
그렇긴 하겠네.
Prioritize sinners with charmed. Oh, I can't really do anything about that, can I? Just do that, I guess.
전세와
아직 죽지 마라.
Staggered it, but it's still going to do the bloody attack. Hold on. What's going on with this thing? It doesn't feel like the same entity we ran into in the mirror dungeon. If we are to delve deeper, it appears to mirror the one we encountered in the refraction railway. Alright. Yeah, that definitely feels more like a refraction railway fight than just a mirror dungeon entity. Not that I fought the refraction railway one, I don't think. I don't think I fought the refraction railway one in the mirror dungeon either. While Hohenheim does harbour some interest in this subject, he is not great enough a genius to turn that curiosity into reality. Why could this possibly be happening? Hold on. Someone left this here. Seems to be a torn page of a note. It's covered in fluorescent paint, so it would be easier to spot. Whoever left it couldn't have known we were coming. It's probably a note meant for possible survivors. No reason not to read it. Observation record. Irregularities. Written by Moses. LCD on-site investigative reasoning team leader. So Moses is on base, huh? Interesting. This entity abruptly escaped its containment unit during the assault. Readers of this note should be warned that this entity shows some irregularities that have not been observed previously. Oh, and I thank you for the congratulations, Kuro. Leader. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Keep reading. When a high number of employees within the research facility were killed, the Fey Lantern breached containment. At the clerk's right. No fireworks, huh? Alright. Under the LCE's abnormality control protocols, such an escape is known to occur only when an employee with inherently low aptitude exhibits an attunement level exceeding 75% with LCE Ego Fey Lantern, or when the outcome of the managerial work is determined to be above very good. The Fey Lantern, whose escape was triggered by deaths around it, has deviated from its expected behavior pattern of preying on charmed victims one by one, and instead has begun consuming multiple targets all at once. Presumably, the entity must have realized that its food reserves were being rapidly depleted. After Ezra destroyed the bait, after Ezra destroyed the luring unit twice, designated as Blue Fairy in the LCB observation log, the Fey Lantern's aggressiveness significantly increased. At that point, Ezra was no longer affected by its charm. Alright. Yep, so destroy the fairy, reduces charm, but increases aggression. Based on these observations, I was able to establish a hypothesis that anyone who observes the blue fairy for at least 7 seconds and then immediately destroys its head becomes immune to its influence. As this effect applies only to the individual who destroys it, this information may not be of much use to most researchers. However, I shall leave a note of it to be consulted should the need arise. Alright, so every time we destroy the fairy, like, if it is a unique person, it looks like they won't be charmed in the future, which is good. Addendum. When the Fey Lantern identified only a single individual, it did not attempt to charm them, and instead appeared wary enough to simply watch them. Yet, due to the limited sample size, further confirmation will be necessary. Is this suggesting that you solo-fight it? That's quite a bit of useful tips. Well, now I think I've got a rough idea of how to deal with it. Alright, let's refer to this record for the intel and try suppressing it again.
개체가 우리의 마지막 일격만을 기다리고 있는 상태입니다.
Yep, so extra damage to Fey Lantern via untroubled analysis.
피로 다스리지.
Who was the one who... Yeah, Keen Observation. Cannot be targeted for Charmed, and deals plus 25% damage to Fairy.
개의치 않고 말씀을.
한화 휴재.
So everyone else
게임에 골몰지
has
마시오. 전자를
untroubled
점령하시오.
analysis. I'll be using that again now, huh? I staggered it. God damn it, must have woken up. Alright.
흑승 뒷박질
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
Yeah, he
저는
deals
언제나
extra damage to
옳은
it
말만
because
한답니다.
of his boost. By the way, everyone should be doing more damage now. So, I wonder if I'll be able to get stag up on the body this time around. this.
일기당초. 토끼를 본다.
그라제 그것은 특이하게 갖다 써야지. 별로
저
어려워.
해충들을 도려내라.
틈틈 바로 효율적인
묘요.
대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다.
길을
참고로
열어. 이 정도
기계는 입에
탐내
걸린 말
허덕이다.
따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 틈틈 바로
There we go. That damage boost is coming in handy, along with being able to do a whole bunch of extra attacks.
제쳐라. 부위하되 무기를 휘두르는 걸 멈추지 마. 이제 시작일 뿐이잖아.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만 해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
I think we might just be able to kill it now.
목을 떨궈주마.
막아내지 못해. 이제 깨우치시게.
Beautiful.
완벽한 승리 축하드립니다, 아가씨. 이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은 수업 덕분이지.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면
Wayward now,
홍로는
huh?
그제야 알게 되겠지.
Guessing
이 홍로가
that would be like Wayward Passenger, right? The dimensional rift, the warp guy. Oh, let's go.
필수 출진.
Yep. All right.
직원들이 긍정적인 환경에 놓여있게 되었어요. 관리자님이 이
Oh,
기회를 잘 활용하길 기다리겠습니다.
This will be interesting because
기다리는
Wayward
운명이니까요.
Passenger definitely has a lot of unique mechanics that it doesn't really get to show off in the mirror dungeon. As usually you kill it too fast. So it ends up creating like a bunch of like warp portals. The entity rips open and enters a dimensional door in regular intervals. However, it has been confirmed to return should another being enter the containment unit. Its work preferences shifted based on which color of dimensional door it had entered immediately prior. Seriously, I won't soon forget that shocked lightheadedness I felt when I saw that the entity had disappeared not 5 minutes after we placed it in the containment unit. I heard that some of our colleagues have been using that property to prank the newcomers. We should probably give them a stern warning. Martin. Once again, the combat test result corroborates the LCD's report. Of course, the entity seems to have gained a few new properties that make suffering some damages inevitable, even if we were to do everything right. Must have something to do with bosses redacted in accordance with the LCE Information Confidentiality Clause. Research. Alyssa. Alright. So, we have Dimensional Slice, Gain and Consume Charge, based on Clash. Okay, so it'll always go up, but you can keep it down, absolutely. Hey Sion, how you going? Yeah. I don't know if you, in case you just logged on to the stream, we actually just fought Fey Lantern earlier, and they do behave a little bit differently. So we'll have to pay attention to what's going on. At the end of the turn, gain Rupture count by this effect's amount, then remove this effect. Okay. And Prepared Retribution, that's a counter. Yep. Gain charge and inflict rupture. Alright. So, Forced Dimensional Breach Attempt. Partial Deterrence Release. At 60% or less core HP, end turn, gain a new pattern. deactivate dimensional escape passive, deactivate cracked dimensional escape passive. If neither of its arms are broken, use a powerful skill every few turns. Alright, we need to break the arms. Sadly, the arms in this case are a lot tougher than in the mirror dungeon. So have to see what we can do. Alright. So good there. I go with that. Let's do a bit of that. Page Show do like when we do this, so that's good. That. And do we have an arm we want to focus on? Focus on this arm because that's not countering. Okay. That. Let's go with this.
불가 위압 막아내지 못하리.
Damn it. Okay, cool. Ouch. Okay, good. And sorry, let me add break now, so I'll take a brief pause here, just as it
저건 좀
opens up its
솔직하게 말할게.
warp
나한테는 좀
dimensions.
어려워.
And
이건 너희가 해결 못해도
we'll resume in a few
이해할게.
minutes, okay? Be right back.
トさんがいくつもの思考が頭がクラクラします。
Alright, and I'm back. Took long enough for Ania to start looking into people's minds. She was saying something about Faust having a lot of thought there. Anyway, let's go check out what's going on here, shall we? So we have the hemorrhaging, poisonous, electrifying, and tremoring dimensions. All of these sound absolutely lovely holiday destinations. Let's have a look and see. If this dimensional rift remains, deal plus 10% damage. Max HP plus 20%. Coin power plus 1. Gain 1 speed. Alright, so I mostly want to take down the electrifying dimension. That's my priority. 10% damage after passing through. Yeah, okay. But obviously we want to try and take down all of them as best we can. So I don't know if green is stronger against them or weaker against them. That, shall we?
흑숨이 뒷박질 숨.
잠시 어지러워서 모르겠어요. 물론 또 대단한 일이라도 하신 거겠죠?
제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어.
영화!
기본적인 피해량인 것 같아.
조심히 해야 돼. 그런 것이니? 혈압도 검은 뭘 써야 하는 게 없다.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요.
Okay, so we took down
관리자님은
two
당신이
portals.
생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나
Okay.
옳은 말만 한답니다.
The target has dimensional rift. I don't think any of us have dimensional rift. Okay. Well, you need a refresh now on you, so let's do that. That'll probably be enough to take that one down. Okay. That and over here. Okay.
가치 없군.
바람 불어오는 대로
エリートオペレーターの身のお名前です
개체에게 일격을 가하는데
You're
성공했습니다.
back.
샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만
The
이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며
okay,
축배를
yeah.
드는
So
것
first round,
나쁘지 않겠죠.
if you kill them in the first round, he doesn't get them. In the second round, he does get them. All right, understood. That's fine. He only got the weaker ones, I think. Although this one's going to make the fight last a bit longer. All right. Yeah. So starting from turn 2, summon 4 random dimensions and hide. All parts are staggered. This effect activates next turn. Cannot be staggered while hidden inside. Yeah. Okay. Activate dimensional escape passive. Gotcha. Alright. Have a look now at what you've got. Charge 5 product. Rip space. Alright, so that's a bit of a stronger attack. At 10 charge count, consumes 10 charge to gain Clash Power 5 and deal 100% damage. Otherwise, it consumes HP and just deals 8% damage. Much preferable, but still nasty. Clash lose, gain Paralyze, deal 80% less damage. He'll cannot stagger the target. Does not activate Rupture on target. Alright. Okay, well... we want to make sure that that goes down. There. Do that. Oh, that's right. Because he's got a bit of speed on him now, doesn't he? Okay, that's... There we go, alright. That's got that sorted. In which case... Next, you there. And you've got your serpent arm on. Now... If you do a bit more damage to the right blade, that would be good. Yeah, okay. Go there, and there. Looks good to me. Onwards.
철새와 시비수에게 명한다. 이 아들 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 사이에 보내지 마라.
괜찮아? 방금 공간이 뒤로 들리고 그 공격을
개체의 약점을 정확히 꿰뚫었습니다. 준비를 철저히 했나 보다.
이거는 충분해. 너한테 힘내서 가보자. 알겠지만
Alright, you're going back through. Is it hiding in another dimension again? Lovely.
ただならぬ気配を感じます。
Alright, max HP, 10% damage, coin power, and speed. Alright. use that. Get some healing done. Resistances. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, so the color does actually indicate a weakness there. Alright. That's nice to know. I've got enough going on down there, to be honest. I'm going to switch over to a bit of extra damage in there. Okay.
나무와 함께 베어 넘겨드리죠.
Hey, got the important one down at
뭐야 이
least.
수치는? 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐! 진짜? 왜 부서팀장을 안 달아줬지?
Alright. Actually.
먹을 콱 물어버리자. 방금 멋졌어.
Hey, Zach. How you going?
빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나즈를 뒤흔들었어.
Good.
이대로면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
Alright, he's on his way back.
행가가 미라르마.
Alright, this stacks. That's not something I like. Oh, you just finished it? Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, probably goes without speaking. Avoid spoilers. Yeah, let's see how this goes, shall we? So, high-speed rip space turn. Let's see what your deal is. Clash regardless of speed, cannot be staggered before using this skill. Clash lose 2 power down and 1 paralyze. Deals minus 90% damage. Yeah. 1 clash power for every dimension effect on self. Lovely. Alright. Deals 10% for every dimension effect on self. Yes, he's got freaking 5 dimensions on him. Okay. Who's going to be our bet here? That's actually a pretty good one, to be honest. So I might go with that. Everyone else. And focus on the blade. It's extra green, huh? Alright. Just, So we don't know about yellow for you yet, so let's, put some yellow there. Over there. I agree completely, Zar. Especially seeing them get a bit of a buff as well. Even if it does make things trickier. But yeah, no, they're not chumps anymore, which is nice to see. Okay. Yes.
불가 위야 막아내지 못해.
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어.
Fair bit of damage with that.
됐어요. 마음대로 하세요.
Come on, break that arm. There we go. Beautiful. If this fight's been anything to go by, it'll soon emerge from one of the dimensional rifts. I mean, I'm hoping that like I did mention something about the arms being broken. We definitely need to break one of those arms so that it has penalties. If we can intuit its next point of emergence, maybe we can deal a fatal blow against it before it fully emerges from the dimensional rift. Who can intuit its next point of emergence? One of anyone's got like bonuses or anything for personality. Anyway, we're gonna go with you. You've got a high roller, and you're also full on sanity. So let's go. Soon, the entity began crawling out of the dimensional rift that Hong Lu selected. Though it sensed the sinner's presence before it emerged, it didn't have enough time to act before Hong Lu swung their weapon at it. The entity hurriedly closed the dimensional rift as it fled back into its safety. That seems to have destabilized the dimensional rift. Opportunity. Alright, so 3 offense level down, Hong Lu 3 offense level up. Beautiful.
적개체의 상태가 좋지 않네요.
Okay.
사소하지만 상황은
So
좋아지겠어요.
arm staggered. Still got your dimensional bullshit going on. But did that unlock your other passive? No, it did not. Alright. Yeah, your slash resist is down. Ooh, and the left blade's almost staggered as well because we did so much damage to it. Oh, nice! Congrats, sir. Yeah, I have most of the IDs from the dispenser these days. So I'm fairly good there. There's still a few that I still need to get, but I've got most of them. Okay. So, how do we want to do this one? What sort of benefit from there? Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Alright. So, you've got 2 people coming after you. There we go. Let's do that. And... Yeah, we might use this, actually. This will help us boost sanity levels for people as well. So, go with that. Oh, nice. I mean, admittedly, all that thread does go away really fast once you have a bunch of IDs you want to, like, up here. So, that's not going to last you as long as you might think. I'm guessing with the new Canto, it unlocked the one of the previous seasons for you so that you could get the stuff from there that you didn't have. Okay. Here. Yeah, do that. 1K thread is for... Yeah. Yeah, as Nova says, you do chew through it really fast. Okay, let's try and break this with the rest of people. That too. Actually, do that. There we go, I thought that would break you.
혈압도 바로
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로
에이.
기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
지면이 울릴 때마다 네 업을 떠올려.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 티페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
Okay, still not broken, but we've almost defeated him entirely. Okay. Yeah, takeoff modules are good to have, yeah. I don't usually have too much use for them. Like, once you've been playing long enough, like, you tend to have the resources to play around with. But I've actually, like, forgotten to use some of those modules when they could have been useful. Alright, yeah, here comes Rip Space. But probably got you, to be honest. So I'm just gonna do that. Do that. His ass is so much grass.
흑순묘, 뜀박질춤.
아득한 여정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Nice! Beautiful.
가끔 옛날 생각이 나곤 해.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은
Okay,
끝이야.
are we going to have
너희들도
another
고생 많았어.
abnormality fight
티페리트,
to obey the rule of three?
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
Okay.
의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
Go down.
내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Alright. Which one was doubt? Wayward was obvious. I was Wayward Passenger. I can't think of who Doubt is off the top of my head. Either way, stick with that. Well, I mean, I suppose by this point in the game, like the players know what they're doing and have the tools to fight this sort of thing. So might as well have some interesting and tricky fights, right? Let's go.
준비한 대로만 하면.
Stick with our Rupture team. Because the Hay shows altogether are quite strong. Aha! Alright.
딱히 할 말은 없네요.
I did actually predict this one showing up. Because I remember, like, I think I saw that one in like the trailer or something like that. And I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be interesting to have Ebony Queen's apple like buffed. And yeah, looks like they've done it. So it is only a 0.4 on the scale. Still above, of course, but as we know nowadays, this number is what's important. But let's go check the log for Ebony Queen's apple, shall we? After employee Alyssa maintained a steady stream of aggression on the organic material assumed to be the entity's head, here after the apple, the Ebony Queen's apple mounted a powerful counterattack. The apple, upon its destruction, regenerated after a certain amount of time had elapsed. An overwhelming majority of employees who registered the sound made by the regenerated apple expressed varying degrees of psychological distress. Hohenheim, deep researcher. Alright, so that's annoying because that means we're probably going to have sanity down on some of our characters maybe sinking or something along those lines. Oh yeah! Zach. You definitely gotta check out the logs. These are great. I love the logs. Go over like all your previous things and go check out the logs. They mostly show up for abnormalities and ego-equipped bosses. And they're often written in character by the sinners. And like aside from having like interesting information, it can also be quite amusing. So check them out, okay? 400 Roses was a very cool thing. I don't think I've read the 400 Roses one yet. Because I don't often fight 400 Roses. So I just haven't had the chance to sort of check out the log for it. Because yeah, some of the logs take repeated fights of the abnormality in question to unlock the entire thing. In this case, we happen to start off with the log, but sometimes you don't. Once we destroyed one of its arms, its other arm underwent a rapid overgrowth before attacking us with the increased mass. Though this entity's durability isn't anything impressive, you're going to regret your rush in to destroy its part without observing it more closely. Alyssa. Alright. So, passive. Okay, yeah, bind on all enemies. That's actually kind of rough, because haste shows do rely a fair bit on haste. So we're going to try and break the roots. Roots part gains 3 attack power up for every unbroken arm part. Does not gain this effect if the roots are broken. Yeah, okay. So, as it said... Yeah, so breaking the apple, it does regenerate, and probably inflict sanity damage on us, but if I also recall right, it also lowers its resistances, so I can't just necessarily get away with it, right? Anyway, let's check out its skills. Got Vein Fruit. Well, just a counter attack, so we can choose to avoid the apple if we want, it seems. Okay. Distrust, coin power for bleed and rupture on target. Hail stem, yeah, bleed and rupture. Thorny stem, bleed and rupture. Okay. Burrowing root, bleed and rupture. Yeah, okay. And yeah, it has got some boosts there. Okay. The burrowing roots is its strong one, but that's good at its root attack. Over there. Okay. Stick with that for now. Here. That. Well, actually, we do have to be careful. Okay, so over there. Have that available. Or to go with that. He's a clashable guard. Go with that. I'll get our Strider active. Here. Yeah, go with that. Power counter. And let's put Root over here. This looks good to me, I think. Damn it. Good.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠지만.
제압개체에게 맞는 공격 수단도 못 고르면서 왜 징계팀이 남았지?
Okay, beautiful.
한 상체가 탈출했어. 죽지도
Fallen for the classic Project Moon blunder of not reading properly.
머뭇거리다가 아차하는 순간 죽어버릴지고는 필요 없거든.
Yeah, always important to read the mechanics of the fight and then read them again, because often they have a lot. There is a reason why they ended up adding in the hint system to draw attention to it. Yeah, always respect the mechanics. Sometimes you can get away with brute force, but other times you will get bodied. Alright. So, you're using Root Fight now. That's a new attack. So let's go have a look at that. Okay, Clash Blues. Okay. 1 paralyze, minus 80% damage, cannot stagger, doesn't activate Rupture. But it will still inflict bleed. That'd be really rough, actually. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to take out the root. Okay. Since this is a much stronger version, I guess they don't have the nerf effect this time. Oh, yeah, they've, a lot of these abnormalities make specific mention that they don't have the deterrent in place, or like partially deterred instead. I remember with Ebony Queen's Apple in Canto 1, like it made specific mention of the fact that the deterrence protocols were still in place, which is why it was a lot weaker. Anyway... I don't like it. Plus... Okay. Hey, Gregor! No. As your manager, I'm dedicated to avoiding win rate when in the middle of new fight. So it is. I find it's better for employee survivability, and like it's just bloody painful, like resurrecting you guys when you die. So that's not like trying to avoid it. Okay. However, that being said, this attack is probably going to body us. So probably my best bet is using Tarnished Blood's Absolute to try and off the worst of it. And if we can sort of get a few more sort of like counters in here. Hold on. I've not upgraded you. I've got to upgrade you to level 4. Jeez, alright. I need to do that. Okay. I was wondering why your guard wasn't colored. Alright. Remind me after this battle to give him an upgrade. There. There.
한화 휴재. 개인의 꼴멀지 마시오. 전장에 전념하시오.
불렀어 죽은? 필요한 일 있으면 언제든지 말해.
What the hell am I doing? It's gonna be the year of the horse as well. Gotta give my horse and snack friends some boosts here. That ain't right. Okay. So it's possible to win this clash, but not likely. It both has to lose, and we have to roll enough coins. So we will see how this goes, I think. And it'll probably go poorly.
시비수에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려주지
That's not good. Damn it. Could have been worse.
염화!
해냈구나. 나라도 그랬을 거야.
재밌잖아!
Brute.
미나상, 시까리してください.
A borrowing brute. Dead Pain is a new one, I think. Final power based on bleed and rupture on target. Lovely. Alright. Do that there or there. See how things go. That. There. And refresh our serpent arm, so we'll do that. There. Oh, do that actually. There, but obviously make sure to do that instead. Alright. Let's see how this goes for us. Put everything down. Yes. Alright. Play ball.
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
And it's gonna be some nice damage.
길을 열어라.
Yeah, so we're going to take down the roots. If we take down the roots, I believe that will take away the bonus.
성공했습니다.
혈압도 바로.
앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 계속하겠습니다. 올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했습니다.
There we
이것이
go.
바로 정보의 힘입니다.
And yep, there we go. Hello. Yeah, laugh until the roots are broken. And we also ended up destroying the fruit there as well. Because obviously we were using a few weighted attacks. Oh, so if this unit has roots, gain 1 the audacity after its fruit part is hit. Thankfully we destroyed the roots, so we don't have to worry about this anymore. At 4 the audacity, use a powerful skill that inflicts powerful negative effects. If this unit does not have roots, neither gain nor lose the audacity. When the fruit part gets broken, lose the audacity. So, by staying away from the fruit and focusing the root, we have managed to avoid this thing over here, which could have been quite nasty. And when the fruit is destroyed, all parts have fragile, which is good as well. Will regenerate, but until then, this guy is quite seriously weakened, especially because we staggered one of the stems as well. So, let's dig in, shall we? Alright. Now, I will use a lantern here to get ourselves a little bit of healing down. So do that for me, please. Severable. Okay. Now, next, do that. Red and pale, huh? Okay, give me a moment. Do that. The rest of you can go ahead and focus this one. Alright. Yeah, cut that down.
불가 위야 나가는지 메탈이 바로 적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
손발을
저는
잃었으니
언제나
당분간
옳은 말만
흉계를 끊긴
한답니다.
어려울
Unfortunately, we didn't get the flash there because that means his sanity is going to be a little bit poor. You have some ego that can help with it.
방금 멋졌어.
Let's see how things go.
너희들의 사랑의 힘이,
Alright,
빛의
yes,
힘이
we've
저 어둡고 악한
done some
아르카나들을
damage to you.
기운들었어.
Such
이대로면
insolence!
승리도 시간 문제겠지?
Me Snow White. Alright. Yeah, so... Okay, so there's the SP damage. This unit has the Audacity. It gains attack weight. It does not, because I broke the roots. And... Yep. Okay. And yeah, deals SP damage. Understood. Alright. I want to work with Onlu again. I can resurrect if you use that one, right? Is it in here or in the ego? He ignores the after use death effect and instead revives. Yeah. Okay, I was trying to find where it's sort of like mentioned it. It is buried a little bit. Part of the passives. A leash holder. Life from death. Ah, I think it's over there. Yeah, nullified death effects and heal. Gotcha. I mean, I feel like this fight is over anyway, but you know what, we got the chance to do so, so might as well. Hey Kailash, how you going? They're not necessary, but as Nova says, they're fun. So that's what we're doing. And just gotta remember to change that out. Alright, there we go.
겹세와!
이 몸을 온전히 벌하심에 기꺼이 죄를 받아들이나이다.
이것 봐. 상상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아. 숨통 끊기.
Happy New Year!
물론 어지러워서 못 봤어요.
제 차.
또
what's that? Oh, and thank you very much for the follow, Gregor. Welcome to the Fox Shrine. I hope you enjoy your stay.
저들도 내가
Oh,
물을
you're
싫어하는 극도로 기피하는 것이
you're
있었군요.
completely dead now. This part is where we can just do that.
발톱을 걸어.
제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 기술적인 피해량인 것 같아.
완벽한 승리 축하드립니다, 아가씨. 이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은 수업 덕분이지. 배운 게 많.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
Alright, got a story section over here now, as I thought. 3 abnormalities, because rule of 3. Alright, entangled fate. Let's go.
이쪽인 것 같아요.
We're in the broadcast sector now, huh?
이곳에만 불이 들어와 있네요. 방송 섹터라고 적혀 있어요.
여기로 오는 게 맞는 선택이었겠지?
And the only decision we could do, unless we wanted to try and break through one of the boarded off sections.
방송 섹터로 향하는 길 이외에는 전부 막혀 있었다고 보아도 무방합니다.
이러나 저러나 여기로 올 수밖에 없었던 거구만.
See anything when it's this dark.
전력은 대부분 끊겨 있는 상태라 문이 잠겨 있진 않을 거예요.
멈춰.
Alright.
한 발짝이라도 더 접근하면 즉시 무력으로 대응할 거야.
Hold on, is that Ezra? A familiar voice boomed from a loudspeaker, delivering a sharp warning.
이 앞에는 보안용 지뢰가 잔뜩 설치되어 있어. 만약 그걸 뚫고 들어온다고 해도 이 안에 있는 인원을 상대해야 할걸? 이쪽은 전부 전투 수행이 가능한 사람뿐이야.
There's an attack Queen's Apple does, which basically inflicts bleed rupture equal to the conditions on the main target, and... Ooh. Ouch. That sounds lovely. The plus side, it was spectacular.
만약 자신 있다고 해도 우리에겐 자폭 장치도 있어. 초소형 미세 톱니들이 박혀 있는 폭탄이.
Ezra, you're not helping.
잠깐, 이건 뭐라고 적힌 거야? 뭐? 나보다 악필이 심한 사람은 처음 보네.
이건 이 폭탄을 던지면 반경 100m 내 폭발이 일어나.
I appreciate it. Just do your best, Ezra. It's fine. I need to read. What's he? Distortion Detective at some point, so that I can find out more about Moses and Ezra and all that.
야, 그런 폭탄은 금기 위반이라 말이 안 되잖아. 좀 그럴듯하게 적어대.
You forgot to mute yourself.
아무튼 무너진 시설에 우리랑 사이좋게 깔리고 싶은 게 아니라면 당장 돌아가.
다 들리는데.
폭탄은 거짓일 가능성이 높습니다. 폭발물에 해당하는 모든 폭탄은 머리가 규정한 바에 따라 반드시 무언가에 설치되어야 하기에
범위도 터무니없어. 그만한 반경을 일순 폭발시키는 것은 많은 규제와 협약을 위반할 테지.
If we know that one thing the head does not like, they do not like vandalism. Like, kill people all you want, but vandalism? Like, destroying property? Oh no. No, 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 no. That's just not on. That's not necessarily a new rule, it's more sort of like elaborating on previous rules, because like there are rules about like guns and bullets like not being able to like penetrate walls, and also like in regards to things like the Night of Sweepers, like as long as you're like in a building, you're safe, because again, like you're behind walls. You're not allowed to destroy walls, all right? Walls are important. Oh, and in regards to the penetration of walls, if your bullet teleports behind the wall and leaves the wall intact, I believe that is fine. Anyway, we've got ourselves an ad break, so we'll pause there, and we will come back in a few minutes, okay? Be right back. All right, and we're back. Sorry, just because we got a few new faces in. I'm letting you know how I sort of like run things on the channel. We do run ad breaks every hour, but whenever those happen, I basically step away and like take a break so that people don't miss things. Because honestly, I would rather have no ad breaks. But Twitch is Twitch, and it's either have scheduled ad breaks or have ad breaks when people join the stream initially. So let's go and have a stretch. Thank you, Nova. Give me a moment while I navigate these cables. There we go. Alright. So yeah, that's essentially my compromise. We don't play the game during ad breaks. Hell yeah! How you going, Wizard? Happy New Year!
그래도 보안용 지뢰는 진짜야. 더 다가오면 과출력된 전기가 너희를 순식간에 지져버릴걸.
As the voice behind the microphone began to grow increasingly irritated, it also became even more familiar. I was pretty sure I'd heard it somewhere before.
알리사 씨 말에 따르면 이 부근에 호에나임 그 양반이 있을 거라 했는데.
잠깐, 방금 알리사라고 했나?
이 목소리 착각이 아닌 듯하군요.
Now, I certainly recognize this voice.
그다지 반갑지 않은 그 목소리로 미루어 보건대.
A rather unwelcoming voice. Owenheim?
이곳에 들여보내도 무방한 이들은 많네.
Literally you. I mean, Gregor is literally you, right?
그다지 반갑지 않은 목소리가 들리는 걸 봐서는 저희가 접근해도 무방한 이들 같군요.
That voice Faust would rather not welcome. A heavy thunk, and then the doors of the broadcast sector inched open. But before we could even take a proper look at the people holed up within,
아 뭐야? 너희들이었어? 진작에 말하지. 나 기억나지?
It's was taller than I thought she was going to be.
에즈라 씨!
I thought she was going to be tiny. We came face to face with Ezra, who'd video called us with a plethora of information on blood fiends prior to our mission in La Mancha Land. She's got a lot of like badges and stickers and stuff on her clothing there. I wonder if she can bond with Don over that.
라만차랜드에서 대활약을 해냈다면서? 역시 우리가 도움을 준 덕분이지? 아, 그래서 그 너희 중에 있다던 그 무진장 센 혈기는 누구야?
네? 아, 그건... 안부 인사는 나중에 나누도록 하지, 에즈라.
Alright, so Moses is smaller, certainly. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm fairly sure I had seen some art of her from Distortion Detective, but it didn't give me like a sense of scale at least. The next person to show up was Moses. I saw her in the video call too. Team leader at LCD, if memory serves right.
아까 폭탄이 어쩌고 하면서 온갖 협박을 한 게 당신이었어요?
어쩔 수 없었잖아. 이 근방에 남은 사람은 우리 말곤 없을 거라고 생각했는데 갑자기 10명 되는 인원들이 떼거지로 몰려오는 소리가 들리니까 봐! 저쪽 화면은 나오지도 않는다고. 다 망가뜨려놨는지.
Ah, camera's busted, huh? Ezra gestured towards the blank surveillance screens in the broadcast sector with her chin.
참고로 저기 무지하게 똑똑하다는 양반이 카메라를 복구시키는 중이래. 전력이 차단되어서 시간이 좀 걸릴 거라나.
좋은 일로 엮일 거라는 예상은 안 했지만 자네들과 이런 식으로 제외하게 될 줄도 몰랐네.
Underneath the array of monitors Ezra pointed at, we found Hohenheim, looking even more haggard than we remembered, who gave us a faint, unwelcoming nod as he fiddled with a tangle of power circuits.
안녕하세요. 다치신 분은 보이지 않아서 다행입니다.
Martin stepped forth and offered us the greeting Hohenheim chose to skip.
그건 그렇고 알리사가 우리의 위치를 알려줬다 했나. 같이 데리고 오지 못한 거 보니 치명상이거나 이미 사망했겠군.
치명상이에요. 하지만 살릴 수 있는 방법은 물색 중이에요.
Ishmael gave Hohenheim a blanched look as though she was taken aback by his cold certainty regarding his own subordinate's fate. And he's just thinking fast, right? If he can't see Alyssa, and we mentioned Alyssa giving us information, then those are the most likely outcomes, right?
물색이라 마치 보물찾기 놀이라도 하는 듯이 말하는군. 차라리 숨을 끊어주고 오는 게 알리사에게 더 도움이 되었을 수도 있었겠어.
무슨 우리가 여태껏 해온 걸 보고도 모르겠냐? 가망이 없는 것도 아닌데 쉽게 포기하지 말라고.
Listen to Heathcliff. Let's listen to your assistant.
이해해 주세요. 침입자 중 몇몇은 사람에게 고통을 가하는 걸 즐기는 것 같아 더 경계하시는 거니. 저와 팀장님은 습격이 시작된 시각에 실험실 근처에 있었습니다. 돌아다니는 직원들은 많이 없었고 이곳 방송 섹터와 가까웠죠. 단지 그런 이유로 사지 멀쩡하게 이곳까지 도망칠 수 있었을 뿐인데.
알리사 군은 잘 견뎌내주고 있을 걸세. 우리가 약속했네. 돌아가서 구해주겠다고.
감사해요. 알리사도 믿고 있을 거예요.
잠깐! 훈훈한 와중에 미안한데 너희가 왔다는 건 그 특색도 여기로 오고 있다는 거 맞지?
About that.
지금 어디에 있어? 벌써 습격한 놈들을 찾으러 갔으려나.
에즈라.
A whole head taller than her boss. Moses, who had been staring at Otis since we came in, turned her gaze towards Ezra. And yet that goes back to my whole theory about Otis being an Udjet, which I have been saying from the very start.
팀장님! 붉은 특색과 합류하면 막내가 없어도 승산이 충분하지 않을까요?
Baby.
그래. 하지만 붉은 시선은 이곳에 같이 오지 못한 것 같군. 다른 이유를 말할 필요도 없이 저들의 표정만 봐도 알겠어.
뭐? 아니, 왜 너희만 온 건데?
Ezra's face immediately soured the moment she realized that Vigilius wasn't with us. The voice crashed over us like that of a host shrieking at their uninvited guests barging into her home.
저희만 오고 싶어서 온 게 아니거든요.
길잡이 양반은 발목에 붙잡혔어. 히로슈 말로는 거미집의 엄지아비라고 불리는 자였는데.
Still need to know more about this house of spiders.
연구소를 급습한 자들처럼 상당한 무력을 갖추고 있었겠지. 무시할 수 없을 만큼 출중한 기량을 가진 자였다. 아르고스 부대의 에우리알로스와 비교하면 어떻지?
Getting into some Greek stuff here.
큰 차이는 없을. 잠깐. 네놈 그 부대와 이름을 안다는 건.
Moses didn't grace Otis with a reply. Instead, he closed her eyes, seemingly lost in a brief reverie, and soon returned to the subject at hand as if she were done sorting out her thoughts.
카론, 그자가 인질로 붙잡혔나?
네? 그걸 어떻게...
습격자를 단수로 서술하더군. 생략한 걸 수도 있지만 그렇다 해도 소수의 인원이었을 거다. 그리고 운전기사를 데려오지 않았음에도 너희는 붉은 시선이 습격자를 해치우고 곧 올 것이라는 말도 믿음도 내보이지 않았지.
팀장님은 딱 보면 거의 다 알아채신다고.
Good job, Sherlock.
그런데 너희 오면서 마주친 사람은 없었어?
다행히 죄종들이나 인형들 외에는 없었어. 잠깐, 저희도 질문 좀 할게요.
Ishmael barely managed to wrest control of the conversation amid the barrage of questions.
두 분은 LCD 부서잖아요. 왜 LCE 부서가 있는 본사에 와 계신 거죠?
아, 그건 말이지. 오늘 LC 부서에서 중요한 성과 발표회가 예정된 날이었거든?
An dream idea, Ezra.
무지하게 중요한 발표니까 필수 참석이라는 공지가 하루에 몇 개씩이나 날아오던지. 그쵸, 팀장님? 우리도 무지하게 바쁜 부서라는 건 다들 잊어버렸나 봐.
딴지 걸어서 미안하지만 그건 무지하게 중요한 발표가 맞았네.
그래, 그쪽 성과가 중요한 건 잘 알겠는데 우리 부서도 무지하게
Ezra ID when... Hang on. I don't think that's the crux of the matter right now.
발표는 결국 시작되지도 못했으니 우리로서는 그 중요도를 가늠할 수 없겠지. 결론적으로는 그러한 행사로 인해 우리 팀원들이 이곳 LC 부서로 모였던 거다. 그리고 소개할 인원이 있다. LCD에 들어온 새로운 팀원이지.
우리 부서도 이제 규모가 커졌다 이 말이야.
자네들과 구면이라 들었다만.
Familiar silhouette stepped forward from the opposite side. Someone we did not expect to encounter here, of all places.
그대들과의 조우가 항상 이러한 난전 속이라 면목이었군. 강령하셨는가?
Engdu's back! I guess she did sort of like almost distort, and then we kind of bonked her on the head and captured her, right? Glad you got a new job. I suppose the blade lineage isn't doing so hot these days, huh?
앵두 씨, 오랜만이네요. 김 사관님은 아직 회복 중이신가요?
우두께서는 육신이 아문 지 오래이나 마음이 맑아지기까지 시간이 걸리는 것 같더군. 내 기다리는 수밖에. 머지않아 좋아지실 거야. 그때까진 내가 그때 저지른 과오를 묵묵히 속죄할 뿐.
Engdu appeared to be referring to how she bamboo-headed him through with her sword under the monolith's distorting influence.
그래도 LCD 팀에 합류해서 잘 적응하고 계시는 것 같아 다행이네요.
Sinclair caught the shadow flickering across Engdu's face and swiftly stepped up to lighten the mood. Yeah, she's actually pretty strong if I recall right, since even on the brink of death, like she was able to fight through those Kurokumo lads and ladettes.
의탁하고 있는 신세지. 우리에겐 돌아갈 곳이 마땅히 남아있지 않으니. 하지만 언젠가는 반드시 우리와 함께.
Does that mean if Kim recovers, he might join the LCD as well?
S사로 돌아갈 것이야.
Oh no, return to S-Corp. Yeah.
저쪽도 섞이기 위해 고군분투를 하고 있나 보네요.
어딜 가나 처음 적응해가는 건 힘든 법이지.
이곳의 인원끼리는 얼추 안면을 틔운 것 같으니 빠르게 다음으로 넘어가도록 할까.
All right. Lovely bit of information there. Okay. Yep, so we're out of the corridors there, and that brings us... Hello. Guess we're gonna be going deeper down, eh? From if there's space here, right? Alright. So, a distinct objective.
지금 필요한 것은 정보 공유, 그리고 그것을 기반으로 하는 줄이다. 나와 팀원들은 발피실로 향하는 통로에서 습격을 당했지.
그놈은 그냥 단도직입적으로 말할게. 엄청 강했어.
Ezra and Gloria should have a day together where they get to do a job or something. That'd be amusing. They've got similar personalities.
말벌 그 자식이 자리만 안 비웠어도 한번 붙어보긴 했을 텐데.
말벌이라 하면
You're referring to the main character of the new Hollow Knight game.
우리 막내인데 진짜 세긴 하거든? 얼마나 세냐면 내가 예전에 말이야 그 뭐였지? 빵이었던 것 같은데 아무튼 그걸 먹으려고 접시에 덜어놨는데 말벌 그 자식이 아니 잠깐 등 돌렸는데 그대로 집어먹은 거야.
That's how strong he is.
확 열이 받아서 그대로 명치에 주먹을 팍 꽂았지. 먹은 거 뱉어내라고. 근데 그냥 이러더니 아무렇지도 않게 빵을 꿀떡 삼키는 거 있지? 이게 말이 되는 맷집이야?
잘은 모르겠지만 강하신가 보네요.
Though Ezra's anecdote wasn't very illuminating, none of us bothered to ask for further clarification, as it seemed that the only way to get an objective measure of the Hornet's strength was to let her punch us in the solar plexus as well. Sinclair, you're volunteering, right?
그래서 그분은 지금 어디 계시는데요?
Ishmael peeked around as though she was expecting him to pop up from a hiding spot in the broadcast sector.
그게 말이지? 아마 들으면 깜짝 놀랄걸? 무려
아직, 에즈라.
I mean, he should be here, given that it was apparently so important that LCD show up in full, right?
무려 비밀이야. 아직 기밀 사항이거든.
Ezra trailed off awkwardly.
나는 관찰과 추리를 통해 적을 파악하는 편이다. 어떤 무기를 쓰는지, 어떤 방식을 선호하는지, 사력을 즐기는지 피하는지, 어떤 마음가짐으로 전투에 임하는지에 대한 모든 색깔을. 이를 파고들면 반격할 수 있는 적절한 시점을 알게 되며 약점을 짐작할 수 있게 되지. 그런 식으로 얼추 길을 열 수 있으니. 하지만 그자는
Moses inhaled sharply as though she's missed her smoking pipe, but was nowhere to be seen at the moment. And that's right, yeah, she does have that big old classic pipe, the really long one that you usually see, really cultured people have in Eastern media.
모든 것이 난잡해 어떠한 패턴도 읽을 수 없었다.
그놈은 껍데기다. 사람을 죽일 때 어떠한 감정도 담겨 있지 않지. 그러니 무엇도 읽을 수 없었을 거다.
반대로 너는 너무나 선명해 보이는군.
Hey Josephine, how you going?
어지간히도 뭔가를 베고 싶은 건가? 산산조각 났지만 그 파편 하나하나가 예리하고 투명하니 마치 수많은 칼날이 되었어. 끊어내고 싶으면서도 끊어낼 수 없어서 더 가련해 보이는 유리와 같은 검. 그 상처투성이 손에는 무얼 그렇게 쥐고 있는 거지?
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this Canto quite a lot so far. That's been very, very interesting so far. But then again, that's pretty much what I was expecting. Generally, this game has not had any misses so far. Everything's been top-notch.
너 이 새끼, 멋대로 뭘 보고 있는 거냐?
How dare you psychoanalyze me, you little shit!
팀장님한테 호칭이 지금...
Just as Ezra was about to give her a stern warning, Hohenheim stepped in and changed the subject.
덧붙이자면 나와 여기 있는 마트는 실험실 앞에 있었네. 처음 시작은 바람 소리였지. 아주 거대한 것이 공기를 타고 날아오는 소리가 들렸네. 정교한 기계들과 격리실이 즐비해 있는 이 부서에서는 들려서는 안 될 소리였지.
제 바로 앞이었습니다. 저와 한 걸음 차이로 걷고 있었던 직원의 허리가 두동강이 났는데 순간적으로 그런 생각이 들었죠. 환상체가 탈출한 걸까? 하지만 정말 격리실에서 탈출이 일어난 것이었다면 경고음이 울려야 했죠.
알리사 씨가 말해준 것과 동일하네요. 어떠한 전조 증상도 없이 습격이 일어났다고.
자세히 보니 그건 환상체도 죄종도 뒤틀림도 아니고 거대한 칼집이었죠. 그리고 칼집이 날아온 방향에는 칼집을 던진 것으로 추측되는 자가 태어난 표정으로.
Alright, so we've got Cloud Strife over here.
책을 읽고 있었습니다.
Maybe not Cloud Strife. Maybe what's he from One Piece? Mihawk?
그 책은
마티아스. 그놈의 안가품 장부겠군.
Ah, lovely. Hold on. Did Matthias get mentioned at one point? If so, it was in passing.
엄지의 중지라.
수초 동안 멍하니 보고 있었는데 팀장님이 저를 잡아 끌었습니다. 뒤를 다시 돌아보지는 못했어요. 수십 명이 비명을 지르는 소리가 들렸지만
필요 이상으로 설명이 길군 자네는.
이곳 방송 섹터 안까지 들어온 이후에서야 알리사 생각이 났어요.
목숨이 위급할 때 뇌는 생존을 위해 최소한의 정보만 전달하네. 당연한 증상이지.
하지만 그 연구 계획서를 마지막으로 관리하던 건 저였으니까요, 팀장님. 알리사도 원래는 발표실에 있었어야 했어요. 저희랑 같이요.
있잖아. 그런 걸 일일이 따지다가는 진짜 남아있는 게 없을 것 같거든?
Look, when bad things happen, you can't just keep on blaming yourself. Just blame yourself once and get over it.
너무 뻔한 위로 같긴 하지만 앞으로 무엇을 할 수 있을지부터 생각해도 늦지 않아.
그렇네요. 저희 팀장님을 한 차례 구해주시기까지 했는데 다른 사람도 아니고 제가 여러분들을 못 믿어서는 안 되겠죠.
그 또한 실험의 일환이었다고 반박하고 싶지만 시간이 없으니 넘어가도록 하지.
각자의 상황 설명은 끝난 것 같으니 지금까지 확인된 정보를 공유해 보도록 할까.
Think you could go visit Ryoshu's home instead of having an ESCOM base raid with the family visiting. I mean, generally, I do expect people to. Sorry, I do expect Project Moon to not take the easy route in regards to like their stories and all that. Like, yes, they might be drawing on like pieces of literature, like the classics and all that, but they have proven themselves to be adept storytellers. So I'm not necessarily trying to like predict what they're doing, but like they're always willing to experiment. No, don't blame yourself every day. Don't dig yourself into a rut. But yeah, like it. Yeah, as you say, like I know it's I know I'm quoting like Homer Simpson here, who's not exactly known for being the brightest bulb in the shed. But yeah, it is good advice. Like, blame yourself once and move on, because yeah, otherwise you just sort of like dig yourself deeper and deeper into a pit of self-loathing, and like that's not healthy. It's probably like, if you like hurt others in the past, it's probably not what they want either. So like blame yourself once and like do better. Moses began laying out the situation with the expertise befitting a leader of the LCD.
오늘 이곳 본사 지하에 있는 LC의 부서에 침입자들이 습격하였다.
I'm curious what all these labels mean.
LC 전 구역이 통제불능이 되었고, 이것을 제외한 모든 섹터가 각각 하나 혹은 둘의 습격자에 의해 무력화되었지. 정상적인 의사소통이 가능할 정도로 생존해 있는 인원은 이곳에 모인 숫자가 전부. 그 이후에는 격리실까지 강제 개방되어 밖은 더욱 혼란스러운 상태고.
I definitely didn't expect LCE to get attacked in this manner, though. They really like went from like 0 to 100 like right away from the very first chapter here, which I thought was very, very nice. Oh, getting a little prologue with the LCE research team here. It's great to hear their voices. Oh shit, everything's gone to hell.
사면 초가요. 발 디딜 곳을 찾는 일은 어디를 가든 쉽지가 않군.
에이, 여기 감시 카메라만 전부 볼 수만 있어도 그놈들이 지금 어디에 있는지 정도는 볼 수 있을 텐데.
여러 번 말하는 중이지만 고치려고 시도 중일세. 의도적으로 끊어진 전력을 복구시키는 것을 마치 안경을 닦는 것처럼 쉽게 말하는군.
지금 가장 필요한 정보는 두 가지다.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, considering like the LCE research branch is essentially recreating Lobotomy Corporation in terms of like studying abnormalities and distortions, peculiar and the like. Like, absolutely. I mean, like you could make a horror game like on Lobotomy Corporation as like an agent there during like a meltdown or whatever. And like again, like even when Lobotomy Corporation like first was getting like kickstarted, like they stated that inspirations were the SCP project, the SCP Foundation. And you can see all the horror games that has, right?
침입자가 누구인가? 그리고 무엇을 위해 LC에 침입했는가? 우리가 마주한 자는 그저 명령받은 대로 사람을 죽이는 것에만 혈안이 되어 있었지. 하지만 목적을 단순 습격 후 살인으로 두기에는 미심쩍은 점이 많다.
look, just because the original Lobotomy Corporation had a little bit of an incident, doesn't mean that, like, we can't do better in the future, right? Blame yourself once, and then move on. Moses' deduction aligned with Otis's. If the assailant's goal was truly nothing more than slaughter, their first order of action should have been to unlock the containment unit. I'm actually surprised there haven't been any fan games. There's definitely been mods for like Lobotomy Corporation and the like that have like added more abnormalities. I don't know, like I don't. What's that fucking kids game that like exploits children to make its content, and like has a huge issue with like predators? Not Fortnite. The Roblox. Yes, that's the one, Sion. I am so far detached from like Roblox that I don't know anything that happens except for like the horrible news about it, because fuck Roblox. But I do know that apparently like there's a lot of like Project Moon fan content in that game or something like that. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, like, the fact that all of you knew what I was talking about means that I was right to describe it as such, right?
침입자의 정체는 그래, 대략적이나마 유추할 단서가 모였다.
설명해보게.
붉은 시선을 붙잡았다던 엄지아비라고 불리는 자, 그리고 연구원들을 습격한 중지에 시체로 된 인형까지 미루어 보아 그 솜씨는 아마도 약지 쪽이겠지.
Yeah, pretty much. I suppose like before all that sort of stuff came out, like I saw people like being like, "Hey, I'll pay for like commissioned artwork with like Robux or something like that." Like that was my previous experience with Roblox, I guess. Who the fuck's paying for like art commissions with Robux? Like, what are you doing? Like paying with WoW Gold or something?
최소로 잡아도 손가락 2개 이상의 조직이 혼재된 상황이라고 볼 수 있겠군.
뭔지 흑운의 우두머리 짓을 하는 것들도 이곳에. 허나 이상하군. 모제스 아씨, 손가락이라는 작자들은 서로를 척하는 자들이 아닌가? 손가락 걸기 따위로 치고받고 싸우지 않고서야 하물며 같은 목표로 움직인다니.
그래, 그러니 역으로 판단하자면 꽤 중요한 목적이 있어서 각 손가락 간부급들이 특수하게 모였다 봐야겠지.
I'm curious about Hohenheim's research. Like, obviously, like the House of Spiders is here for Ryoshu, but like that can't be all there is. Like with everything they've sort of like been hinting about and foreshadowing with this really important research that Hohenheim's been doing. Like, has Hohenheim figured out Lobotomy Corp's singularity? Has he figured out like how to like turn people into abnormalities and extract enkephalin? Because that would be huge if he rediscovered that. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if he'd be able to use it. Like, it would depend on like, patent law regarding the head and all that. but the head does have an interest in making sure that there is like another wing set up, and they're probably like more than happy to have like power throughout the city like restored and shit like that. So that would be huge. Like that's where my mind is going right now, at least. I think that he or something along those lines, at least. I could be way off, but we'll find out.
거미 혹은 거미집의 아비들. 그들은 그렇게 불린다. 그리고 우리는 이미 그들이 펼쳐둔 거미줄에 걸린 상태지.
손가락은 서로의 영역을 침범하지 않기 위해 선을 그어둔다. 지금처럼 엉켜있는 일은 드물어. 아비들이라. 그 칭호 의미 없이 붙여지진 않았을 테지. 거미집이란 곳은 무언가를 기르는군. 그것도 각 손가락의 간부급이 모여서 양육이라는 행위를 한다라. 말이 안 되나 싶지만 그 목적이 범상치 않을 만큼 역설적으로 그들이 모일 당위성을 보충하는군. 리오슈라 했던가? 그곳과 얽혀있는 것으로 보이는데.
뭘 원, 알.
I know what you want.
아, 이건 뭘 원하시는지.
괜찮다. 줄여 말해도 파악할 수 있으니.
하지만 나도 내가 아는 것을 토해낼 수가 없군. 이유는
정보와 기억 전부 깨져 있겠지. 내게 보이는 것처럼. 모든 것을 기억해낼 필요는 없어. 내가 제일 궁금한 건 그 범상치 않은 목표다. 그건 무엇인지 말할 수 있겠나?
나를 무엇이든 베는 검으로 만들어내는 것. 그리고 나는 그곳을
Okay, cut that off.
그리고 나는 그곳을 빠져나왔다.
Okay. Ryoshu, can you tell us anything more?
아쉽지만 여기까지군, 시계. 말하기 어렵다. 말할 수 있었어도 말하기 쉽지 않아.
Ryoshu let out a protracted sigh, just as Moses did earlier. The long exhalation of someone who clearly craved a puff of smoke. It betrayed the aloofness she projected. Come to think of it, Ryoshu hasn't been smoking at all since we got here. Or maybe since the truck.
시계, 저자가 말한 것처럼, 그리고 네가 본 것처럼 내 머리는 엉망진창이다.
Hey Maori, how you going?
나 역시 내 스스로 궁금한 게 있지만 알아낼 수 없지.
Oh, hey, recommendations are recommending me. Lovely. Glad to have you along.
그러나 아까처럼 내 놈의 힌트로 뭔가 짜맞춰질 만도 하다는 생각이 들었다. 그러니 같이 풀어내야 한다. 이 퍼즐 혹은 방탈출을.
All right. Ryoshu muttered placidly.
거미집의 목표가 너라면 굳이 본사를 침입할 이유가 없을 거다.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I'm saying that like it's a two birds, one stone situation. Ryoshu and whatever the research is going on over here. As Moses began her explanation, Ryoshu looked in her direction with mild amusement.
거미집을 빠져나왔다는 발언은 아마 탈출을 의미하겠지. 손가락 길이의 관계성을 고려했을 때 사이좋게 모여있을 위인들이 아닌데도 아비들은 너를 잃은 이후로도 거미집이란 단체를 유지했다. 단편적으로만 본다면 네 복귀를 기다렸을 수도 있지. 하지만 오늘의 행동들을 보아선 그렇게 인내심이 대단한 자들로 보이지도 않는다. 이제야 모습을 드러냈다는 것이 수상하다는 거지. 저들이 절박했다면 벌써 움직여야 했을 거다. 이건 때를 기다린 거라는 생각이 드는군. 류슈, 너를 되찾든 그게 아닌 뭔가를 하든 지금이 저들의 움직일 때가 된 셈이다.
저희가 만난 거미집의 아비는 류슈 씨가 이곳 본사 연구소로 올 수 있도록 길을 비켜줬어요. 그분이 류슈 씨에게 내비친 복잡한 감정들은 하나같이 강렬했지만 그럼에도 류슈 씨를 죽이거나 데려가려는 듯한 행동은 조금도 보이지 않았던 것 같아요.
I wonder if Ryoshu has like hidden like invulnerability in fights with like the nurse father, similar to how Ishmael had some in the fight against Ricardo back in her Canto.
아비들이 이곳에서 날 기다리고 있다고 한 걸 보면 나를 보러 온 건 맞다. 괴짜 탐정.
너 자꾸 말을... 야, 뭐야?
진정하게 저들의 대화를 막지 않는 게 좋네.
Ezra really doesn't like when Moses gets insulted.
PLC, 저 논쟁 안에서 답을 떠올리겠지. 흐름을 끊지 않아야 할 것이네.
너를 자극하기 위해 거미집의 아비들이 습격했다는 추측은 합당하지만 당장의 목적은 따로 있다는 생각을 지울 수가 없군. 요슈라는 인물만을 노리고자 했다면 이곳과 지금이 적기는 아니잖나.
The intervals between each of the sinners are different, but once a sinner's turn ends, another's begins. Every single time, without failure. This case has everything to do with Ryoshu. I believe, without a shred of doubt, that it's her turn. Once the sinners relayed my words, Moses fell into a brief contemplation and began to mutter a sequence of words.
림버스 컴퍼니, 거울, 유리창, 구엘사, 추출된 에고, 엔케팔린, 신비, 환상체, 모노리스, 수감자 류슈. 이곳 LC의 연구소에서 거미집의 목적이 될 수 있는 것은 그리 많지 않더군. 당장 쓸 수 없는 정보를 모두 제외하면 추측할 수 있는 모든 목적 중 가장 합당한 목적은 처음부터 하나뿐이다. 황금가지.
Alright.
결국 그런 결론이 나는 것인가?
Yeah, certainly possible. Slowly, other factions have been finding out about the Golden Boughs. I still feel like it might be to do with Hohenheim's research, but I mean, for all we know, like his research could involve that as well. So, yes, we will find out. Moses is right. It's very important for us to look into Ryoshi's past, to reach in and see what lies there, but depends on the fight. Standard for force deployed. Focus characters seemingly they're immortal while an ally is alive in major boss fights. Yeah. Yes, that was my theory. That's that, for example, in the fight against Lucio, I believe his name was. Like, possibly Ryoshu is invincible as long as you have other party members available. Could be wrong. I don't really feel like going to check that out. But okay, maybe someone else has worked it out already. And who knows, maybe it's not an important enough fight for it to count. LCB's goal, its journeys, and its stories have always been bound to the same terminus, obtaining the Golden Boughs. Using Daiyu Ryoshi for the fight, so she never actually took enough damage it tested. Yeah, I was considering using Daiyu Ryoshi, but I'm running like full Heisho essentially, so I figured let's go with Heisho Ryoshi instead to better synergize with the Lord of the Lord of Hongwan. Hohenheim. Where are the Golden Boughs in this facility located?
관리자님께서 황금가지의 위치를 묻는군요.
이곳에 실험실에 있네.
And I'm guessing it is in the basement? Hohenheim's gaze turned to me. Yep, fair enough. I've never actually done a sinking team, which is funny because I actually really like sinking as a debuff. Because I mean, it both does damage and lowers people's sanity. Like, well, one or the other, depending. Lowering enemy sanity is great because, like, hey, like you get to beat them in clashes better. And if it can't do that, then it's going to deal a little bit of damage as well. Like, not quite pure damage like Rupture, but like element aligned damage. But like, I just never had like the team to use it. I figure that when I do Heathcliff's Canto on stream, because I haven't done that one on stream yet, so I'll be replaying the game. I'll probably be using a Wuthering Heights team, and that will have a lot of sinking in that. So that will be my my sinking team, I guess. Perhaps he was looking at the clock hands on my head.
그래. 발표 내용에 대해서 말하지 않을 수가 없겠군.
Hohenheim's answer sounded more like a prolonged sigh.
그건 황금가지 실험 성과에 대한 발표였네. 그리고 그 발표가 공개될 수 있는 인원은 한정되어 있네. 지금 자네들 LCB는 포함되지 않았어.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. I've mentioned before that I've been looking forward to Ujat Otis since the start of the game, since the very start of the game, because like when the game was announced and like visually, Otis reminded me of Diaz, who is a character from like other Project Moon stuff. And Diaz is in charge of the Ujat. And like Otis's visual resemblance to her like made me form this crackpot theory that Otis was a former member of the Ujat. Especially given with the fact that she's a Smoke War veteran and the Ujat fought in the Smoke War. So the fact that she's got an Ujat ID nowadays is... It's releasing the happy juices in my brain, because I'm like, damn it, I was fucking onto something from the start, and I was right, and I fucking love being right. But yeah, Night of Despair Rodion is really good. I haven't had a chance to try out Hanafuda and Ishmael, unfortunately. Like, I have her, but I haven't used her. So, yeah. Damn straight I was right, wizard. I fucking love being right. Yes, it is important to admit when you're wrong, but when you're right, you fucking crow about it.
황금 가지를 개고생해서 구해오는 건 우리인데 우리한테만 정보 공개를 제한하는 건 무슨...
보안의 범위를 결정하는 건 내가 아니네.
호헨하임 씨가 우려하는 바가 무엇인지는 알고 있습니다. 회사는 황금가지에 대한 정보의 공개를 엄중하게 제한하고 있으니까요. 혹여 회사의 동의 없이 이 정보가 노출되었을 경우 어떤 조치가 내려올지는 현재로서 알 수 없습니다. 최악의 경우엔 기억 소거 절차까지도 감안해야 할 테죠.
지금 같은 비상 상황에서 그딴 걱정부터 해야 한다니.
비밀스럽고 수상쩍은 회사에서 뭘 바라겠나. 그럼 감안한다고 생각하고 본론부터 말하지. 우리는 황금가지를 회수된 각각의 가지를 접목하는 실험을 진행 중이었다네.
Lovely. Your personal theory is that she was a member of old L Corp, or initially because of a line in Canto 7. I see her formerly being in the Udjet. Technically the Udjet did fight on the side of L Corp in the Smoke War. So, like, you're not... Like, it's not necessarily incorrect or anything. Like, it's just a matter of the fact that she was on a different part of that side, I guess. Yeah. Just look up an image of the character Diaz. And you'll still like see what I mean about visual resemblance, okay? In particular, the earrings are something that that really sort of like did it for me. The DS and the Udjet fought against G Corp and like the previous L Corp and all that. In order to put Lobotomy Corporation in charge as the new wing. So, yeah. Hold on.
가지를 접목한다는 것은 혹시 한 그루의 나무로 만들겠다는 뜻인가?
연구자 앞에서는 두루뭉술하게 넘길 수도 없겠군. 맞네.
Let's just go ahead and form the Tree of Light.
특수한 환경에서 황금가지를 배양시켜 묘목을 만드는 중이라네. 아직은 한 그루로 완전하게 접목시키지는 못했지만 그리 먼 이야기는 아니지. 그 실험의 성과를 사내의 주요 관계자들과 몇몇 팀에게 공개할 예정이었는데 이런 사고가 터져버렸군.
황금가지는 실험실에 있더라.
그럼 실험실에서 황금가지를 먼저 찾아내 보호하는 게 급선무겠네요.
하지만 섣불리 움직이기에는 이곳에 도사리는 적들이 너무 많지 않아? 본사랑 더 연락할 방법은 없는 거야?
I mean, I'm also worried that the process of going to secure the golden bells might leave them vulnerable to being seized. So, just be careful there, everyone.
본사에 지원 요청은 들어갔나?
1시간 전에 구조 신호를 보냈지만 명확하게 닿았을지는 알 수 없네. 송신기들은 전부 그들이 파괴해버려서 말이지.
신호만 들어갔다면 LC에게 규격 외의 상황이 벌어졌다는 건 금방 파악했겠지.
I mean, also if they try and contact LCE at some point and don't get a response, then that's also bad.
LCA가 지원을 보냈다는 가정하에서
그들이 이곳까지 도착하는데 걸리는 시간을 예상할 수 있나?
현재 시설 곳곳에 산재한 폐쇄 경로를 지나오는 시간을 모두 감안해도
Hi, Josephine's cats. Give them extra love from me, okay? I love cats.
음? 10분 이내일 것입니다.
10분이라면 이미 도착하고도 남았을 텐데.
신호를 받지 못했거나 엘리베이터가 중간에 작동을 멈춰 갇혔을 수도 있겠죠.
하긴 우리야 소드 씨가 설명해줘서 뒷문으로 들어올 수 있었지.
그런 거라면 통제실에서 전력 분배기만 재부팅해줘도 해결될 걸세.
어이 척척 박사. 이 부서의 셧다운 상태를 복구시키려면 저 돌아다니는 뒤틀림이나 환상체들을 모조리 제압해야 하는 거지?
완벽히 복구하기 위해서는 그렇다고 봐야겠지. 이것은 복도의 환상체가 하나라도 탈출해 돌아다닌다면 다른 부서로 갈 수 있는 모든 통로가 차단되도록 만들어졌으니.
깊이 생각해봤자 뭐가 더 나오겠어? 환상체나 뒤틀림들이 무서운 거면 우리가 처리해줄게.
무섭다고는 한마디도 안 했는데요. 좀 더 신중하게 행동해야 하는 게 어떠냐는 말이죠.
역시 전력 수리부터 하는 게 제일 현명할 수도 있네. 습격자들은 어둠 속에서 더 활기를 칠 테니 말이야.
아무래도 효율적인 작전 수행을 위해서는 인원 편제를 분할하는 편이 좋겠습니다, 관리자님. 우선순위만을 논하면서 시간을 낭비하기에는 상황이 썩 좋아 보이지 않는군요.
Makes sense. Once I nodded in agreement, Otis quickly took control of the situation.
지금부터 우리는 수색 정찰 및 탈출을 준비한다.
뭐? 나가자고?
LCA의 지원이 도착할 것이라고 가정한다면 그 타이밍에 맞춰 우리도 행동하는 편이 유리하다. 협공의 가능성이 높아지기 때문이지. 또한 정황을 보아하니 이 위치에 너무 오래 숨어 있었다. 적은 계속해서 이곳을 들쑤시며 목표를 달성할 때까지 닥치는 대로 죽이는데 우리의 위치를 고정해 놓는 것은 죽을 확률만 늘리는 셈이다.
그건 말 되네. 하긴 쟤네들은 한 번 죽으면 끝이기도 하고.
거기에 더해 황금가지 또한 적보다 먼저 회수해야 한다. 무엇을 하려고 하든 이 안에서는 해결할 수 없다.
그래. 그럼 우리가 다 같이 나간다 쳤을 때 제일 먼저 갈 장소는 어디인가? 자네 말대로 황금가지의 회수나 전력 복구 같이 한 번에 준비할 것이 많아 보이는데.
전력을 복구할 통제실과 실험실, 그리고 손상된 회로가 있는 복도는 전부 멀리 떨어져 있습니다만.
팀을 나눈다. 황금가지의 보호, 시설 전력의 복구, 환상체 제압을 통한 지원 통로 개척. 이 막중한 문제들을 동시에 해결하기 위해서는 각각에 걸맞은 팀들이 배치되는 것이 낫겠지.
I wonder if that means we'll be down a few sinners if they have to go with other teams, or if our team is going to be like on its own or something. We'll find out.
그래, 뭐 찬성이야. 우리는 따로 행동하는 편이 더 편하기도 하고.
황금가지는 우리 LCB 부서가 찾도록 하지. 이곳에 있는 관리자님께서는 근처에 황금가지가 있으면 바로 알아차릴 수 있는 능력을 갖추고 계시니.
Makes sense.
뭐, 금속 탐지기 뭐 그런 기능인 건가?
Sure.
그런 싸구려 같은 비유를. 촉박하니 지금만 넘어가지. 그리고 환상체나 뒤틀림, 죄종들의 제압은 자네들 LCD 부서에 부탁하고 싶군.
좋아, 전문이지 그건.
이곳에 격리되어 있던 환상체나 뒤틀림 중에 까다로운 건 몇 종 정도 되지?
얼추 당신의 정도의 실력이면 어렵지 않게 제압할 수 있을 걸세. 하지만 그중 2종은 많이 까다로워.
What two are those?
실험실끼리 통신할 때 쓰던 초소형 무전기를 주겠네. 너무 멀면 신호가 닿지 않지만 자네들에게 제압 방법을 설명하는 데엔 쓸만할 거야.
Wonder if we'll have to go help out LCD with those two should they encounter them.
좋아. 통신도 갖출 수 있겠군. 마지막으로 전략 복구는 LCE 부서에 맡기도록 하지. 내부 시설에 대해서는 이곳의 인원 중 제일 익숙할 것 같으니.
합리적이군. 이 부서는 자네들이 보았던 것보다 더 까다롭게 설계가 되어 있거든.
전선들이 제대로 정리가 되지 않은 혼란한 상태를 저런 식으로 언급하기도 하더군요.
Just so petty.
그건 엔트로피 증가 과정의 제한이라고 생각해 줬으면 좋겠군. 그리 보여도 안정한 상태일세.
Martin gave a handful of tiny radios to Otis, who distributed them to each of us.
좋아. 이걸로 상황을 계속 공유하도록 하지.
Otis is really in her element.
잊고 싶던 연기 냄새가 자꾸만 스멀스멀 올라오는군.
No signal. All right. So, with that, it's midnight my time now, and sadly I do have work in the morning. So, we're going to use that as our... basically as our stop-off point, okay? And we will continue
슬슬 그
this
격리실에서
stream
실종된
tomorrow.
놈들의 목소리가 들릴 시간이다.
Hopefully, I'll be able to see you all then as well, okay? Now, I'm not sure how much more is left of part 1. So, if it turns out that part 1 is more than just tomorrow, we'll probably be replacing the Super Robot Wars stream on Saturday with this instead. And we'll have to see that Sunday as well. As for next week, obviously we will be doing more Limbus Company once the next chapter is out. Now, we are going to go and raid somebody, so let's go and see who is streaming what at the moment. Let's see her. Let's go and raid. Yeah, alright. I don't think I've raided Toreshi before. So let's go say hello there, shall we? Let me just out the stream for a moment. Is that the right name? Yeah, see? You gotta... Honestly, you should be doing a redeem for that. You've got enough points, I know you do. Yeah, there we go. Alright, yeah, it's working. And now? Okay. That's the person. Alright. So, let's go and raid Toreshi. There. Alrighty then. So, Toreshi looks like she's playing some Final Fantasy 3. So, yeah, we'll go on and go say hello, shall we? Alright. Thank you very much as always, and hope to see you all next time. Alright. See ya!